よし、はい、よーい。はい、左下段払い構えて。はい、Gyaku Zuki. So try to put your hips forward, push on your back knee, your back hip, sorry, your back leg is straight. Try to pull a little your belly in and keep your body very straight, your spine, your back very straight. And try to hit in the center. So from here, we are going to make Han. Each, open your hips. Slowly. San, open your hips. Chi. Go, open your hips. Lock. Sit. Hatch, fully extend your back leg. Ku, no tension. Ju, very relaxed. One very important thing when you are making Hanmi Shomen. So when you are Shomen here, your back leg is straight, you put pressure on your front knee. You cannot make Zenkutsu like this. This is not a real Zenkutsu for the training. When you train, you have to perform a deeper Zenkutsu dachi, but not too much deep. You have to be at the limit where you feel that you can move forward and backward. If I'm here, it's very difficult to move forward, and if I'm here, I will be like this. So, if I'm here, it's very easy to move forward and backward, but I'm not working enough on my legs strength and also on the principles. So, we have to find a stance that is quite low, but where you still can move forward and backward, same thing. So you have to find a stance which is quite low. So put pressure on your front leg, your back is straight, and try. It's very important, and I learned this especially in this kind of compression training, the position of the hips. Because when you are practicing the compression, it's very important to have the hips parallel to the floor. In order to, if I'm here making compression and my hips are like this, if I'm going to make a tsuki, it will make like this, like a balance here. So I need, when I'm here in compression, I need to have my hips parallel to the floor. Why? Because from here I can go forward, because my power goes from here and forward. So you have always to think that your purpose is to send your power from the floor, your back leg, your hips, to your punch or your kicks. So what is very important in Zenkutsu dachi is to start to cultivate a good hips position. So your hips should be parallel to the floor. And how can you make your hips parallel to the floor? First is by pushing under your back hip here. So I push under my back hip, and I have to be careful not to push too much and lean backward. I have to balance my backward feeling by just with my abdominal muscles and by slightly pulling my belly in and stay very straight here. But when I'm pushing my hips under my hips here, this puts my hips parallel to the floor. And when I'm going to make Hanmi, I don't want my hips, my pressure to be released and my hips to make like this. Often people are like this in Zenkutsu dachi Hanmi. This is not correct. You have to be. So from here, you put the pressure on your back hip. You keep this pressure. You keep, and your knees stay in place. You keep this pressure. You keep this pressure. You keep this pressure, and you turn Hanmi here, and your hips are still parallel to the floor. This means that you have like a plan which is parallel to the floor, and on this plan you can turn your hips. You turn here, and you can transfer your power from here on here and coming back here. But if you are like this, it's difficult. You have each a knee like this. So you must be here, parallel, and from here, parallel. You keep the hips parallel, and this, we start to cultivate it in a good shomen position in Zenkutsu dachi. And when we are making Eisoku dachi, when we are going down like this, we must go down to the limit where our hips won't raise backward. We must be, if my hips start to raise backward, I'm too low. So I need to just to adjust, and by working after on my flexibility and my legs flexibility, my hips, ankles flexibility, I will be able to go deeper in the posture. So you have to go down, and your back must stay and your hips at the same place. So this way your hips are always in the same position. You are not making like this. So this is very important to practice correct Zenko Sudachi, Hanmi and Shomen. So think about pushing under your back leg, under your hips, in order to always keep your hips parallel to the floor. This is fundamental. If you cannot keep your hips parallel to the floor, your basic Hanmi Shomen move, which is the most important move in karate, won't be enough. You will lose a lot of power, and there is no need to work on advanced technique if we cannot have very strong and good basic techniques. And when you know all the key points of the standard and basic techniques in your own training, or when you are going at your dojo, you can keep practicing with the feeling in mind, trying to feel the good sensation of your body positioning, and this is the way to improve. So we keep that in mind, and after we will be able to transfer all these principles and feelings to more advanced techniques. That's why I always said my motto in karate is mastering simple things, and while keeping a very clear direction. This is very, very important, because the simple things are what will build a very strong foundations, and after a strong long life karate. So let's continue. So we were on Zenko Sudachi. So Shomen, push under your hips here. Gyaku Zuki, okay? I slowly Hanmi each. Try to keep your hips parallel to the floor, and do not open your back knee here. Try to keep your back knee in place, okay? I knee. I san. Chi. I go. I lock. I sit. I hatch. Ku. I do. One other point, why the position of your pathway is very important. Because we are talking today about body compression. And the first and most important compression is the one that you perform when you do Hanmi and Shomen move. This is the first compression. But if you make just like I'm Shomen and Hanmi without knowing exactly where to put all your joints, it won't be a good and strong enough Hanmi Shomen move is here to help us build the maximum power. So we have to understand how to make good Hanmi Shomen, and we have to build our body to be able to practice a good Hanmi Shomen. So this compression for the Hanmi Shomen, okay? Same thing, you push under your hips, your knees are in place, and I must not move my knees. If I go back and my front knee is going here, there is no pressure. I don't make any compression. Same thing, if I'm going open my hips and I let my back knee open in here because it maybe hurts my ankle, so there is no pressure. So I'm just using the opening and closing, but I don't make pressure. What we need to do is building pressure like with a spring. So from here I need to build a spring from my body, and if I'm letting my back knee at the same place and I'm focusing, I'm not moving it, when I'm going back, my ankle and my back knee are not moving. They are in the same place here. So there is a lot of tension here. There is a lot of tension here. And this tension can be released after full power, because I have compressed the spring and bam, the spring is going. So it's releasing all its power. So it's very important to keep your knees, your back knee. Okay, if I'm here, I'm in Zenko Sudachi Shomen here, I'm pushing down with my heel on the floor, my knees are in place, and if I'm opening my hips, Hanmi, my back knee must stay in place here. So there is a lot of tension here. It's almost painful, and in the ankle too. So there is a big tension, like I'm compressing the spring, and it's ready from here to pop, explode here. So this is very, very important to practice a proper Zenkusudachi. So let's continue. So Shomen, Gyaku Zuki, right punch forward, and more relaxed now. Let it relax, not fast but relax. Maybe 50 to 70%. Ni, san, chip, go, lock, sit, hatch, kup, I jump. I know Kime, let's try to build power. H, ni, san, chip, lock, sit, hatch, kup, I jump. Please relax a little. And we are going to practice the other side. Ayoi. I Hantai Kamaite, left leg back, right leg forward. I Gyaku Zuki. Okay? So Shomen, push under your back hip, keep your back straight, pull your belly in, and keep your both knee in place. Okay? I Gyaku Zuki. I slowly each. Yi. San. Chi. Go, try to build compression. Lock. Sich. Hatch. Ku. Ju. Again slowly. Each. Focus on the sensations. Knee. San. Open. Chi. Slowly push on your back hip. Go. I lock. Sich. I hatch. Ku. Open. I do. I now try to release maybe maximum 70%. Okay? Itch. Nip. San. Very relaxed. Chip. Go. Lock. Sich. Hatch. Ku. I jump. Okay? 10 times. Now, Gyaku Zuki, let's try to make a strong with Kime. Gyaku Zuki, and try to be very relaxed in your technique, okay? I from here. Itch, nip, san, chip, go, lock, sit, hatch, kup, I jump, ayame, yasue, hos. I Shingoku, relax, take some deep breaths, please. So, when I was at Yahara Sensei's dojo, we were practicing, repeating, rehearsing every day these techniques. And as I told you, maybe 50, 60 to 100 times every day. And with our senpai and sensei, and especially Yahara Sensei behind us, who was checking all the key points, all the details. And sometimes you have good feelings, but you have one detail that you are not thinking about, and you miss the total point. Because the total point is to create with our body, with our current capacity, the maximum power. That's why we go very deep in the details to understand the process of making a good Hanmi Shomen, of building a correct compression with our body. And this is a physical part of the Kime, to generate physical power from our body, using our strongest muscles, which are the legs, of course, and the hips. And from this strongest muscle, creating compression like a spring, and then when it's ready, pound, release. So this is very, very, very important. And this was the core of our training with Yahara Sensei.